Hey everybody, it's Jay, and it's time to talk about your flair. On 15 Pieces of Flair, I'm going to try to show you guys some ways to spruce up that game room. Now, whenever I ask for suggestions for stuff to make for flair, typically what comes up is Cthulhu. And I had to do the best thing I could to please the great old one himself. So, what I did was, well, let's check this. I gotta move this back a little bit. Let's move that back. I'm giving up a little bit of my secrets, but here we go. Well, let's check it out. Alright, for this project, we're gonna need 5 1x2s pre-cut to 5 feet long, a 90-degree clamp, a power drill with a small drill bit, a Phillips bit, and a large drill bit to act as a countersink. Some wood glue. You're going to need 12 1 1/4 inch screws, a large shower curtain. This one was 66 inches by 72 inches, and a staple gun. First of all, I suggest starting this project on the ground. It will help with stabilization and that kind of stuff. Using the 90-degree clamp, insert your 2 1x2s in perpendicularly. Then align the edges of each piece. Then apply some wood glue to the end of the butting up piece. Clamp the pieces back into place, then using a drill bit that is smaller than the screws you will be using, drill 2 pilot holes into the edge 1x2. Switch out that bit for another drill bit that is as large as your screw heads. You will only drill in enough to create a poor man's countersink. Do not drill this large hole completely into your wood. You only want the tip. Now switch out your bit to the Phillips driver and install your 2 screws. Now after realizing my table wasn't going to be big enough for this bad boy, I went ahead and moved to my dungeness basement floor, which is where I should have started with in the first place. Go ahead and repeat the glue, pilot hole, countersink, and screw process for the other 3 corners to create a square frame. Now go ahead and install your middle support with the same process. Now that you've got a sturdy frame, you can lay it back on a table. You can then drape the shower curtain onto the frame and center it. You also might want to throw the curtain into the dryer real quick to get all the creases out first. Once you've got it centered, you can staple it down on the center of each side. When you go to staple, fold your curtain over the edge of the frame, then fold the curtain over itself to create a hem. Then staple on the hem into the frame. When you go to staple the second side, pull the curtain a little tight. You don't have to tug the living daylights out of it, just pull it a little bit so it's a little bit tight. Then once both sides have been anchored down with 1 staple each, you can flip the entire thing over so the image is facing down. Then using the same hemming and tightening technique, go ahead and staple down the sides with about 7 staples to each side. With the top and bottoms, fold the corners in like a Christmas present, and then go through and staple these sides with 7 staples as well. Once you have all sides stapled down, go back and staple between each staple again, being sure to pull a little bit tight like always. Once you've got all those staples in, you're ready to flip it and stand it up. Boom! There you have it. Quick and easy way to add some big flair to your game room. I love how this turned out, and I love how easy this project is. We have another one of these in our house. It's like a big octopus colorful thing in our stairwell. Great way to add flair. This one, I would do 2 things differently. First, I would use actual wood 1x2s. I use those cheap pressed wood. I don't even know what it's called. It's just like pressed particles together and like glue. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but it's cheaper. But the wood splits out a little bit more when you drive them screws in if you don't have everything perfect. And I don't ever do anything perfect, so I would actually use wood instead of that. And you can't see this, but the top is starting to sag a little bit. And if you hang it, it should be fine. But if you don't, you'll need to put another support up and down the middle. Also, before I would mount it, I would throw it in the dryer. My wife gave me this. She told me after I had it all together, thanks a lot, Karen. But if you do that, you won't have the creases from where it was folded all together. So those are the two things I would do differently. I'm actually just going to have to run an iron over it as it is now, and it'll be fine. But that's it. If any of you all have any suggestions for me to make into some flair, leave them in the comments below or find me anywhere on social media. Don't forget, everybody, 15 pieces of flair is the bare minimum. Some people choose to do more, and Cthulhu definitely encourages that. Have fun, everybody.